I have so many people who are like, they want to get sponsors for their podcasts. Like, no one's going to sponsor a podcast with 50 downloads. So here's the thing. You want the best sponsor. It's just like the people who want to run ads on their YouTube videos. It's like, how about you be the advertiser for your own videos? So literally you can, if you have a video on YouTube, you can be the advertiser that comes on before your video. Why would you leave that open? And I see big YouTubers that it's like, dude, your competition is the ad right before your video. So whenever you're running somebody else's ads on your media, before your media, make sure that you own that space and that you have the ability to control that, because what happens is now you're diversifying attention. So at the beginning of my podcast, it says, this episode is sponsored by the Brilliant Futures Institute. And then I go into the Brilliant Futures Institute, what that's all about, just like on PBS, right? PBS would say, this episode is sponsored by, whatever it is. And then they'll go into it, a few phrases, and then the show starts. Let me tell you how I would use sponsors, right? If you have a program, you're gonna be the sponsor for your own program. So here's the podcast. Here's the six-figure podcast layout. Ready? First thing is you open with your sponsor. Your sponsor is yourself. Then you go into the intro music, and they introduce you as the podcaster, as the expert. You pre-frame it. You are the expert, and you're going to give people this advice. You're going to talk about this topic. Now you come in live and say, hey, welcome everyone to the podcast. This is podcast episode 143. Today I'm going to be talking about this, this, and this. But before I do, now you go into your early call to action. You're in your early call to action before a minute is even up, because you have no idea how much longer people are going to be on your podcast. Do your early call to action. Once your early call to action is over, where you're telling people to go to your website to get that free thing. Once your early call to action is over, now you go into your content. Halfway through your content, roughly halfway, you do a promotion for one of your products. What's the promotion right now? After your promotion, you go back into your content. After you're done with your content, you sum it up, a couple sentences, or go through your key points again. Music ramps up. You do your end call to action, or the end of your show, where you give them more detail about that early call to action. You go into more of the benefits of it, and then you wrap up your show.